Now students, look at the last problem. I will send you the explanation of last problem. This is the last problem which we had to discuss in class. Now this is question number 13. Now again, they have given certain transactions and they are telling that we have to prepare the stores ledger account under simple average method. So simple average method, you have to prepare a tracker so that it becomes very easy for you to understand. Now look at the first transaction what they are given. First transaction on March 1st they are given, there is some opening balance 400 units at the rate of 100. So it is whenever you have opening balance, what you have to do, mention the date March 1st. In particulars, when they have given opening balance, you have to write as balance bought down, and you have to directly record in balance column. So 400 units of opening balance were at a rate of 100 rupees per unit. So total it is coming to 40,000. 400 into 100 it will be 400 into 100 it will be 40,000. Now look at next transaction on March 5th. They are given that you have made purchases of 200 units at the rate of 104. So total is coming to 20,800. Now whenever you make new purchases in simple average, it is similar to weighted average. So what you have to do, add this quantity to quantity and add this amount to amount column. So 400 plus 200 it will become 600. Now 400 plus 200 will become 600. Then again 20,800 plus 40,000 will become 60,800. So that completes your second transaction. Now please look here. Earlier when you had opening balance, you had 400 units at the rate of 100. 400 units at the rate of 100. Then again you have made a new purchase of 200 units at the rate of 104. So total you have how many units? You have 500 units in your, you have 600 units. You have 600 units in your balance, right? So this is very important to understand the simple average problems. Then again on March 10th you have another transaction, that is you have to make issues. How many units? You have to make issues of 100 units. Now 100 units you have to issue at simple average price. So how do you find out the simple average price? Now you have 600 units in the balance of stock, but the 600 units comprises of 200 units at the rate of 104 and 400 units at the rate of 100. That means you have to take average of this 100 and 104. So this 100 plus 104, if you divide by 2, this 100 plus 104, if you divide by 2, you will get price of 102. So that 102 will become your simple average price for making issue of this 100 units. So 100 units you have to multiply into 102, it will be 10,200. So out of 600 units, if you issue 100 units, then the balance will be 500 units. Now what is happening here? Whenever you make issue also, you write down 100 units you have issued. Now let us assume that this 100 units will be gone from this old stock of 400 units at the rate of 100. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ 100 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು 600 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಅದು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು, ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ 400 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸಿಂದ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ 400 ದಿಸ್ 100 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾನ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 400ಅಲ್ಲಿ 100 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ? ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ 300 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ 100. ದೆನ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ದಿಸ್ 200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ 104. So in your balance there is 500 units. So this is how we have to maintain tracker. Now look at next transaction what they have given. Next again they have, again on March 12 there is some purchases. 800 units you have purchased at the rate of 110. Total is coming to 88,000. Now you already had 600 units, you already had 500 units in the balance. So this 500 units you add 800 units, it will become 1300 units. Now this 1300 units, then again 88,000 you add it to 50,600, a total will be 1,38,600. This ends your transaction, this particular transaction. Now since you have made new purchase, again when you make new purchase also, please write what you have purchased. So 800 again units you have purchased at the rate of 110. So 500 units plus 800. Now how many units you have in stock? You have 1300 units in stock. Now this 1300 units comprises of 500 units, 800 units at the rate of 100, 200 units at the rate of 104 and 300 units at the rate of 100. So that is what you have to understand. Now look at next transaction here. There is on March 15 there is returns to seller. Returns to seller means purchase returns. So purchase returns means whatever you have purchased earlier, whatever you have purchased, so they are given in question 15th you have return to seller, that is purchase returns. So whatever you had purchased on 5th March 5th, see here, look there, 15th you have transferred goods returns to seller which was purchased on March 15th. So on March 15th, what you had on March 5th, what you had purchased, you had purchased 200 units at the rate of 104. So whenever you are returning some goods, out of this 200 units whatever you have purchased, 50 units were defective, so that will be sent back to the seller. So if it is returns to seller, that means purchase returns, where you will record, you have to record in issues column. Now on this date of purchase, whatever rate was there per unit, same rate per unit will be applicable even in case of in case of purchase returns also. So 50 units into 104, it will be 5200. Now out of 1300 units, if you subtract 50 units, it will become 1250. Then again out of this 1,38,600, if you deduct 5200, it will become 1,33,400. So that completes your transaction. Now this 50 units also you show it as a deduction here. That means in your balance there is only 1250 units. Now look at next transaction, 20 units, there is a replacement. Replacement means whatever you had returned to supplier, that is coming back again. So whenever you have replacement, you have to treat it as new purchases. So this 50 units, again you write in quantity column, and the same rate on which you have sent back the good, the same rate will be even applicable in case of replacement. That means 150 units you had sent back at 104. So when you are getting back the same goods, the rate per unit will remain same at 104 only. So 50 into 104, 5200. Now 1250 was old stock, to that you add 50 units, it will become 1300. Then again old balance was 1,33,400, to that you add 5200. Again your balance amount will be 1,38,600. So that completes that day's transaction. Then again you have last transaction on 22nd March, that is surplus of raw materials returned which was issued on 10th March. Now whatever you have issued on 10th March to production department, that is coming back. That means it is issue returns. So issue returns means where you will record issues, you will record in issues column. Issue returns means you have to record in receipts column. So whatever you had given on 10th March, how much you have issued? 100 units at the rate of 102. So out of this 100 units, 20 units they are returning back to storekeeper or store manager. So 20 units will be at the same rate on the date of issue. So on the date of issue you had 102. So even for issue returns also same rate is applicable. Here also it will be 102 itself. Now 20 into 102 will become 2040. So 1300 you had in old balance, to that you add 20, it will become 1320. So 2040 you add to 1,38,600, it will become 1,40,640. So this is your how we have to solve this particular problem. Thank you.